G'day everyone, I hope you're all well. Welcome back to the channel. Elvin Pal here from Adventuring Pals. In this video we'll be sharing with you our last week of Tasmania part 2 vlog, and this will be covering from Bicheno, a bit of snow play in Hobart, and then making our way to Devonport. Before that we stop at Ross Village Bakery to enjoy a feast of pies and yummy sweets. And then we bought the Sprit of Tasmania and show you what it's like on board with some dinner and show you a bit around the room we stayed in. Now in the last part of the video you would have seen us enjoying ourselves at the Bristow Lavender Farm. After that we made our way to Bicheno. Now we already actually have a whole video on Bicheno, so if you're interested in that, make sure you check that one out on our channel. But for this time around, the weather was a bit sour, it was a bit windy, it was a bit raining, so once again we couldn't actually go out on the glass bottom boat tour we had so hoped to do. So instead we made our way to the Lobster Shack, where we feasted on some of the local seafood. Lobsters, lobster rolls, fish and chips of course, and we couldn't get enough, so we bought ourselves a live lobster and took it home. And my mum turned that lobster into a beautiful lobster curry, which we all really loved. After that, to tie in the evening, we went back to the shoreline to enjoy watching the fairy penguins come out of the ocean and into their nests for the night. This is a very cool experience, and we have a lot more information about this on our Bicheno video. The penguins here are so carefree and relaxed, you'll find them wandering around the streets, so you have to be very careful when you're driving at night. And of course, our trip to Bicheno is not complete if you don't check out the Bicheno Blowhole. So we made sure to show our parents that. Righto guys, we have left Bicheno. We had a really awesome time there, checking out the penguins and the blowhole, enjoying a seafood feast down there. It was awesome. We're just at Devil's Corner, which is not far from Bicheno, a bit south towards Hobart. It's a wine cellar and there's a cafe and seafood and stuff here. We're a bit early for all of that, but nonetheless it's an awesome spot to stop and check out the awesome view, which we're going to show you in a minute. Well, it looks like the lookout is closed anyway, but you get a little bit of a look from down the bottom. It's alright, we're going to keep on going. Hey, we're actually going to go along the coast and all the way to our accommodation near the airport in Hobart to catch the flight tomorrow for my parents. But we just had a look on social media and it looks like they have snow on Mount Wellington. So for one last time for us, we're going to go and check out the snow. And my parents have never seen the snow. They're snow virgins like I was when I came to Tassie. So hopefully by the time we get there, there'll still be a little bit of snow. It's the start of summer. Officially, I think the second day of summer today, and there's snow on Mount Wellington. So hopefully there'll still be a little bit there for us to check out. Let's go.
Wow, we are lucky to see the snow in summer.
Well guys, the day is finally upon us, our last day in Tasmania. I'm dropping off my mum and dad at the Hobart airport. They're flying back to Queensland, Brisbane tonight, or today. And we are going to drive from Hobart to Devonport to board the Sprit of Tasmania today. It's been an epic time for us in Tassie. What did you guys think of Tassie?
Oh, it's a wonderful place, what beautiful.
Yeah.
Very beautiful place. Thanks for showing us around.
No, alright, then I guess I'll see you guys in a few days because we're heading up there too.
Thank you.
Okay, so we are halfway between Hobart and Devonport, and we have stopped in at a historic little town of Ross. Now we've come to the Ross Village Bakery. We're trying to come here for our entire time while we've been in Tasmania, but they're closed on Mondays, and every time we drive past when we have time, just happens to be a Monday. But today we are on our way, the last day here in Tassie, and we've managed to find it open. And we've come in and grabbed ourselves a big lunch, and guess what? It was amazing. Definitely worth it. I'm gonna pass you over now to Eshelyn and she'll tell you a bit more about it.
Sitting here at the Ross Bakery, eating some of their famous custard slice, having a coffee. I just finished a one of their famous Tasmanian scallop pies. So apparently it was featured on Sunrise back in 2018. It's a mild laksa curried scallop pie and it was so good. I would say I would rate it as my favourite Tasmanian scallop pie yet. This is my last day in Tasmania and I've eaten a lot and that's my number one. And now I'm eating a custard slice. Let's see what it's like. Their famous custard slice. So good. That is delicious. I'd come here just to eat this. Well worth stopping into Ross Bakery.
Okay, so apart from being really awesome wood fire, actually, they have a wood fire and the oven has been going since 1860, still being used today. And that is what they use to make their pies, which is probably why it tastes bloody amazing. As well as all that, there's a little bit of a rumor here about an anime movie that was inspired. The writer was sitting here in this cafe and he got all his inspiration to make that movie, and the ideas reflect back to this bakery. I'll let Echelon explain a bit more about it.
So that movie is called Kiki's Delivery Service. It was done by Studio Ghibli, which is like Japan's Disney, really. It's quite famous. It's got quite a cult following, and over here a lot of fans actually drop in. They just pile through here to come and see what this bakery is, because this is where the writer Hayao Miyazaki, this is where he was sitting at a table and he wrote that movie. They even have a room upstairs where they've designed it so it looks just like the movie, and fans can actually come up and have a look. But we couldn't this time because of COVID restrictions, but I'm sure after all this COVID thing dies down and we go back to normality, I'm sure they'll open it again. But yeah, it's a great stop. Like you wouldn't notice the significance of it, but it is quite an important attraction.
Yeah, so apart from all of that, which is pretty cool anyway, the bakery is really awesome. The food here is sensational. Echelon had that scallop pie. She reckons it's the best one she's had in all of Tassie so far. You know, I kind of agree with that. I had a taste of it too. I had a jalapeno sausage roll, which was pretty mint. Coffees were great, milkshakes were great, and sweets and cakes, oh, that was so good. So if you're going to come here, make sure you're hungry. All right, we're going to keep on going and see what else we can do on our way to Devonport. We've got a couple of hours to kill yet, so yeah, see what happens.
We're down to our last 6 hours in Tasmania.
Ah! Righto guys, we are finally on board the Sprit of Tassie, back to the mainland. Quickly, we showed you guys on the way here anyway, but I thought I'll show you guys again what you get for a port view family cabin with the bunks. So obviously you get the nice port view. What do they call them? Whatever it is. You get a couple of nice bunk beds. They're big enough for an adult. And you also get an ensuite, which is pretty cool. There you go, a little toilet, basin, and a big shower. Now it looks small, but it's a lot bigger than our caravan one, so happy days for us, hey. Alright, we might go upstairs in a bit and show you around a little bit there, but probably not too much because we are in COVID time, so I want to minimise the amount of time we're spending in the public areas. But anyway, we'll show you a little bit. We're going to get some food for the boys so they don't whinge all night. Hey, one thing I forgot to mention is that somehow we have ended up in the exact same cabin as we did from Melbourne to Devonport, room 8081. We got the exact same cabin back from Devonport to Melbourne. I don't know, call it a coincidence, or I don't know if there's a system or not, but that is pretty trippy for us anyway. Come full circle in our Tassie trip, 10 months, and I think about 18,000 kilometres, a lot of dollars spent in Tasmania, but it was all good fun, hey.
Okay, so we're making a boat trip, so we have to eat kind of first. So
What are we eating?
we're eating squid and fish and fish curry.
We're eating roast chicken,
Yeah,
roast chicken and veggies.
And we can eat
And chips.
Yeah.
Is it good? Tasty?
Yeah, it's good. But when you cool down a bit.
So I gotta wait till it cools down a bit. Well guys, we are finally made it. We are docked up in Melbourne, still in our bedroom right now, just having a shower and getting refreshed up for the long day of driving ahead. So I can highly recommend these cabins. Hey, they're just so much, they're really comfortable, and especially when the weather gets a bit rough. Not that it did last night. Just good to have a place of your own with your own space. You get your own toilet and shower and water and everything like that. So I really recommend you pay that a little bit extra to get the cabins. The one with the port view is really good too, just to give you a bit of light. I get a bit claustrophobic, I reckon, if we didn't have that window. But anyways, we're gonna gear up for a nice long day of driving. Probably gonna go upstairs, get some breakfast and coffees before we jump in the car. I think we're probably going to be boarding the cars in about the next half hour or so, we better hurry up and get some food, eh? Yeah, this is the last time we were in Tasmania. However, this is not our last video on Tasmania. We'll be making videos on our best experiences in Tasmania, so keep a lookout for that. After this, it was a pretty uneventful drive all the way back to Hervey Bay. We covered the 2,800 kilometers in 4 days. There's not much to show because all we did is drive and stop and rest to let the kids have a bit of a play. Thank you very much for watching these videos. We'll catch you in the next one. Thank you for spending your precious time watching our video. We are a family with 2 young kids, and we have been working and traveling our way around Australia since March 2019. We share with you our trips so you can see that it's very possible to travel with young kids. We also share with you some tips that we've learned along the way, making traveling with kids a little bit easier. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to our channel for future videos we upload every week. Thank you very much.